The video is hard to watch as the moments leading up to the death of 13-year-old Adam Toledo at the hands of a Chicago police officer unfold.
Please stop!
It starts with a few seconds of security camera video from a nearby church showing the teen walking down the street with a male adult. It happened around 2:30 a.m. during the early morning hours of March 29th in the city's Little Village neighborhood.
First and foremost, my condolences to the family of little Adam Toledo. No kid deserves to get murdered or hurt or harmed. Y'all already know my stance when it comes to children. The children are innocent. However, I gotta bring up something that a lot of people don't want to hear, but we gotta touch on this, man. We gotta look at it from a deeper perspective. Big homies misleading the little homies. Now, Adam Toledo, they got killed a little bit under a month ago out of Little Village. That's the near, it's between the west side and south side of Chicago. You got this young boy out here with this 21-year-old at 2:30 in the morning, and they blowing at the ops. For those of you who do not know or understand what it is I just said, blowing at the ops simply means shooting at your rivals or your opposition. So this 21-year-old grown man got this 13-year-old kid out there with him 2:30 in the morning. They shooting at their opposition, and so somebody called the police. Police come through there, and this is why I gotta say fuck 12, man, because 12 was obviously in the wrong. Let's say if the boy did have a gun, he dropped it while his hands was up, and the police still shoot the kid anyway. You mean to tell me you couldn't come within close proximity of putting your taser out and shooting the kid, man, with the taser? I would rather for you to use the taser than to use your weapon when the kid clearly didn't pose any threat. Remember, he dropped the gun. But now this 13-year-old boy get killed, and what do CPD do? They did the same thing that they did 5 years ago in the case of Laquan McDonald. That's the young 16-year-old boy that got shot 16 times. They hide the evidence. They refuse to show the body cam, and the superintendent, the mayor, and the Cook County prosecutor, they all are involved in it. Which is why I tell y'all, man, you cannot trust these figureheads in these high positions. Just because they black and they in them positions don't mean nothing. They all work for that same system, and we all know who controls that system.
Another surveillance camera from nearby school captures what appears to be the man Adam was with firing off at least 8 rounds from a gun. A red arrow points to the duo.
Back to my point of the title of the video. Big homies misleading little homies. That 21-year-old, he in the wrong. The fuck you got a 13-year-old outside with you hitting licks and blowing at your ops at 2:30 in the morning, folks, bro? A lot of you older guys, man, you do not properly advise these little dudes on nothing. You wonder why these youth out here run around here crazy, man. You wonder why these little homies out here ain't got no respect and no remorse for anybody. These dudes are improperly trained, they have no proper guidance, and they have no true positive and clear direction. But you guys that's older want to claim to be OGs, man. Bro, I come from an era, man, where the big homies didn't send little homies on them little dummy missions, man. I made a video last year called So You Want to Be a Gangster, Huh? So now I'm coming at you big homies. You big homies, y'all are frauds, man. Not all of you. I'm talking about the ones that's out here sending little homies off to do dummy missions that they themselves won't do. Now notice, he blew at the ops and he ran for police. You should have had your little homie running alongside with you, dog. You can't be out here putting your little homies in positions the way they get killed. Where the fuck they do that at? You so-called chiefs and shit like that, man. Bring dope in the hood, how the little foot soldiers sell it for you, so that when they get jammed up and they get arrested and then they get hit with some big time charges or some felonies, you still in the clear because you yourself ain't out there serving them packs. Well, they don't do that much anymore, but I'm just making a clear point. The point is, a lot of you older guys out there, you're not properly teaching these younger men on how to conduct themselves in a positive manner. As I stated, man, when I was out there back in the late 90s, early 2000s, as a youngin', in my teenage years, man, I never ran with no older dudes, man. Our older dudes would have kicked our ass if we was out there wilding and standing out 2, 3, 4 in the morning, man. Why was he out there in the first place? What was that boy parents? Why aren't they involved? Why aren't they properly teaching him the right way to go as a young man in this society? And now this boy get killed, man. Now everybody want to feel bad for the parents, man. Fuck them goddamn parents. Them parents didn't care about that boy out there trying to bang. Why would I feel sympathy for them now? I feel sorry for the boy that got killed, man.
In the next clip, you can see and hear the officer who shot the teen chasing him down the alley. Video showing Adam stopping near a fence includes a grainy, magnified freeze frame. CPD used a red arrow to highlight what appears to be a gun in the teen's right hand.
Hey, come here. You big homies out here, you ain't putting your little homies on game on nothing. You gotta make these little dudes try to figure out how to live in the world on their own that we know for a fact the odds are stacked against them. And you big homies ain't putting your little homies in a position to where they don't have to work as hard as we do. I'm a father, man. I'm trying to create something so that when my son becomes an age and he has to take this shit over from me, I put him in a better position than why I found the world as by the time he comes of age. What I'm implying is, as the big homie, man, I give my little homies advice. I talk to my youngest every day, man. I got steppers on my team. I got steppers that'll blow your wig off in a heartbeat, man. If I get on the word. You know why I don't do it? Because it ain't necessary. It's not reasonable for me to be out here having my little homies, you know what I'm saying, you get they little pose, man, and start blinking at motherfuckers for what? What is that gonna solve? I'm really as an older man who's nearly 40, can I really sit up here and tell a young dude that's in his teens or early 20s to kill somebody and take that charge and spend the rest of his life possibly in prison? Am I willing to do the same thing? Because I can tell you straight up, I'm not. So I ain't gonna send no little dude on no little dummy mission that could possibly or potentially alter or mess up his life. That's what some of you big homies out here doing, man. You fucking it up for these little shorties out here with no remorse, and you ain't gonna take care of their families. You ain't gonna put no money on their books. You ain't gonna make sure they commissary good. So if you ain't doing none of that for your little partners, what the hell is you even worthy or deserve to be called a big homie for? I'll call you a double B, a big bitch. Cause that's what a lot of you big homies out here is, man. You ain't no OGs. You ain't no big homies. You ain't no big brothers. You a big bitch. Sending your little partners out here to do stuff that you know for a fact is wrong. They don't, in a lot of cases, they somewhat know it's wrong. But how do they know it's wrong when you enabling them to do it, man? When hell that 21-year-olds and had that little boy out there with them that late at night? Hell, they shouldn't have them out there doing them hits at all. Y'all the ones sending these boys off, man, getting them caught up in this slavery industrial complex system, man. AKA prison. I got these boys doing these hits and living that life of crime because they so fascinated and intrigued by your older ass doing it, man. And then y'all want to act like y'all done put in work. Work well.
Adam moves his right hand toward the officer. The officer fires one shot. The teen falls to the ground. Stills of the scene include a recovered...
Y'all know my mantra is race first. But this transcends race on this one. Because if you a big homie, you should not be misleading the youth. If you're an older man or an older woman, you should not be misleading the youth. You should be setting the example so that the young people can properly and wisely follow by, so that they'll be able to take the mantle or take the baton from you when it's time for you to sit the fuck down. That's the major problem with you big homies, man. You big homies don't know your place. You don't know when to retire. You don't know when to stop. You don't know when to hang it up. You still trying to hold on to your old past and glory. Bro, your time that came and went. Sit your old ass down somewhere, homie. Enjoy your retirement, fool. Now I got little homies, man. And my little homies could have been did drills for me. But I always told my little homies, stand down. It ain't worth it. We ain't finna get emotional over something that ain't even worth our attention. And it saved their life. For a couple it didn't. Cause some are hard-headed. You can't save everybody. But if I can prevent you from doing something that I know for a fact is gonna have severe consequences down the line, then as a big brother, I'm going to do everything that is necessary to ensure that my little brother don't make the same mistakes that I or others around my age made when we were that age. You big homies out here, you need to start being men and teaching these shorties the right way. We know and understand these shorties ain't gonna listen all the time. That ain't the point. The point is, you have to be the example that they follow by. Because if you can't, then all that big brother rhetoric to a brother like me is null and void for one. We don't believe you for two. And you are unworthy of even being called a man. Because a man ensures that he properly guides and protects everyone in his surroundings. That includes children. That 21-year-old wasn't no man. He was still a boy just in a man's body. Because his mindset was still of a kid. The last time I checked, when I was 21, I wasn't hanging around no damn 13-year-olds, man. 21 years old, in a normal world, you either at the end of college or you graduated college. How you hanging out with a 13-year-old who at best is in junior high school, man? That don't even make sense. That sounds like some pedophilia to me. Rest in peace to the little homie. You know, I don't want nothing ever to happen to no kids, but let's keep it a buck. You 13 years old, you out and about like that, you ain't up to nothing no good, man. You was not up to anything good at that time. You was misguided, you was misled. You attempted to do the right thing by dropping the gun and putting your hands up, but it's too late because we got these government assisted killers out here, man, who will not hesitate to kill you at a moment's notice. As a black man, we see young black men getting killed every day. So what you think they gonna do to you if you non-white? But I digress. You big homies, y'all stop putting that negative energy and these bad intentions on these young guys, man. If you can't teach them and train them the right way, don't call yourself a big homie. Stay the fuck out the way and let us true men who are actually out here doing the work of God every single day by just being ourselves and by being the example. And let us properly lead these little homies. Cause we ain't gonna teach them to be no gangsters. Over here we teach young boys to be men the way they supposed to be. I'm out.
I was growing up, he was like my dad, man.